start. Here worksheet, review worksheet 5 about the nervous system. Question number 1, indicate the true statement or statements and correct the false one or ones. Let's start with Adam. Adam, the first one. Cocaine facilitates the reuptake of dopamine, leading to increased heart rate rate, and blood pressure. What do you think about this, Adam? This is true or false? You have to say it using your voice. I want to listen to your voice. So you can unmute yourself. So, cocaine facilitates the reuptake of dopamine, leading to increased heart rate and blood pressure. Maybe Adam has a problem in his connection. Okay, so Adam says it's true. Okay, what do you think? It's a true. Okay, what do you think, Fatima? This is true or false? It's
false.
false. Why?
Because cocaine doesn't actually uptake you.
Inhibits the reuptake, yeah, Adam. Thank you, Fatima. So cocaine, it doesn't facilitate the reuptake of dopamine, since cocaine will lead to high feeling of pressure, thus leading to increased heart rate and blood pressure. So it doesn't facilitate, Adam. It blocks or it inhibits. Okay? Okay, Adam? So it inhibits or it blocks. Thank you. Thank you, Fatima. Moving to Kamel. Kamel number 2. A substance that is produced naturally inside our body is called an endogenous chemical. This is true or false?
True.
True. Thank you. Produced outside the body. What do we call it? مستعجل كامل بدي اعمل ميوت دغري. So the one is produced outside the body, it's called inside is called endogenous. Outside is called
exogenous.
Exogenous substance. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Kamel. Let's move now to Hassan Bawab. Hassan Bawab, number 3. So number 3, they said, agonistic drug is the one that has the opposite function of an endogenous neurotransmitter. What do you think?
False.
False. What's the correction?
Agonistic drug is the one of the same function.
Has the same function, or at least enhances its function. Okay?
Yes.
So we can solve it in both ways, or we can change agonistic into antagonistic. It works.
Antagonistic, yes.
Okay, thank you, Hassan. Let's move to number 4. I want to hear Heidi. Good afternoon, Heidi.
Good afternoon.
Okay, number 4, Heidi. Myelination of the nerve fiber. It decreases the speed of the propagation of the nervous message. What do you think?
I think false.
False. What's the correction? It decreases the speed?
I think myelination of the nerve fiber increases the speed
Excellent.
of propagation.
It increases the speed of propagation of the nervous message. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you. Ahmad Audi. Number 5, Ahmad. Number 5, it says, Ahmad, that synapse is the functional connection unit between 2 neurons only. What do you think? Between 2 neurons only.
True.
Do you think this is true? Did you study the notes?
False.
False or true? What do you think?
I don't know.
I don't know. You didn't revise the notes, right? Okay, so let's move to Sharif. Thank you. Thank you, Habib. Let's move to Sharif. Yes, Sharif, what do you think? Synapse is the functional
False. Synapse is the functional connection unit between 2 neurons and an effector.
Between 2 neurons and an effector? This is your answer? What does the effector represent?
Yes.
What is the effector? Can you tell me what is the effector? It can be what? It can be a muscle or
I didn't get it, sis.
The effector, it can be what? It can be a neuron or a muscle or a gland. What do you think?
Or an organ.
It can be a gland or organ, or it can be a muscle. So the function synapse is the functional connecting unit between a neuron and a neuron, or between a neuron and a gland, or between a neuron and a muscle. So this one is false. Okay? Thank you, Sharif. Thank you. Moving to question number 2.
Okay.
Question number 2. we try to study, let's have here, I want to use voices, I want to read here. Michael, good afternoon, Michael. Michael, do you hear me? You can speak, Michael, if you want. So we try to study some factors that interfere in the velocity of the nerve impulse propagation. So we perform first two series of experiments. They are isolated, unisolated myelinated nerve fiber, microphone broken, sir. Okay, so no problem, no problem. Thank you, Michael. So performed first two series of experiments on isolated myelinated nerve fibers. The results are grouped in the document below. So let's have here, I wanna choose, let's see, who's here. So I wanna pick up Celia and or Samir. Let's start with Celia, and then we have Samir. So Syria, in experiment one and two, you have two experiments. They conducted this experiment. Why? What is the aim? To study some factors that interfere in the velocity of the nerve impulse. Okay, do you hear me, Celia? Celia?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we have two experiments, experiment one and experiment two.
Yes, Ustaz.
Yes. So experiment one, we have the diameter and the nerve fiber here in micrometer, and here the temperature in degrees Celsius, and here we have the velocity of the conduction of the nerve message in meter per second. And experiment one, what is the constant, Celia? Temperature, diameter, or velocity?
Diameter.
The diameter is constant in the first experiment.
Oh no, the temperature.
Temperature
Sorry.
is constant. So temperature is constant. So the changing factor or the variable factor is the diameter. So as the
Yes,
diameter decreases from a 20 to 10, what happens for the velocity? Does it increase or decrease?
it increased.
It
It
increases?
decreased.
Decreases from
Decreased.
what to what? From 30
Yeah.
to 17. So here we can deduce that this is interpret if you want. This indicates that as the diameter decreases, the velocity will decrease. Okay? Okay, thank you, Celia.
Yeah.
Let's move now to, let's have you, I want to click now. Ahmed Farhat, experiment 2, yeah, Ahmed. Experiment 2 is talking
Yes, Ustad.
about the same factors. We have temperature, we have diameter of the nerve fiber, and we have the velocity. What's the constant in the second experiment, sorry. What is the constant?
The diameter of the
Diameter
fiber
is
was the
constant,
constant
excellent.
one.
The variable factor is the
Temperature,
temperature. So we have constant diameter. Diameter is the same in all nerve fibers, while the temperature is changing. So it was 18, then 28,
yes.
then 38. What do you think about the velocity? It was when the
As the
temperature.
temperature increases, the velocity of conduction will increase.
Can you analyze it completely? As temperature increases from what? From 18 to
25,
38. No, no.
sorry, 38. The
Excellent.
velocity of conduction
Increases
increased from 25 to 100 meter per
meter.
second.
Excellent. So this indicates that as the temperature
Per second.
increases, the as the temperature
Velocity
increases,
increases.
the velocity of conduction increases. Excellent. Who can give me the conclusion here? Yes, raising your hands. Who can give me the conclusion? Thank you, Ahmed. Who can give me the conclusion? What do you conclude? So let's say, whoever raised the hand. What can you conclude? In the first experiment, we said that as the diameter increases, the velocity of conduction increases. And also, as the temperature increases, the velocity of conduction increases. Conclusion is not as the velocity and temperature increases, the velocity of conduction increases. I know this, but I need you to move more specific. What is the conclusion here? Yes, waiting for you. What's the conclusion here? Yes, Fatima. What's the conclusion here?
It is that
That
well, it is that the velocity of
Yes.
The velocity of conduction is
Yes.
directly proportional to
Directly
the
proportional to the diameter and the temperature. You want to say this?
temperature.
Yes. This is your
It's
idea?
directly proportional.
Directly proportional to the temperature and diameter. So as they increase, the velocity will increase, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
this is the conclusion, but I need more specific one. Who can give me this one? Who can give me this one? Who has the higher effect on the velocity of conduction? Who has the higher effect on the velocity of conduction? Temperature or diameter? Who has the higher effect? Temperature or the diameter? So temperature has a higher effect. Why? Because when the temperature increases from 18 to 38, the velocity it increases from 25 to 100. So it has a higher effect. So here the temperature has a higher effect on the propagation of the nervous message. This is the conclusion that I want you to move it on. Okay, this is the worksheet for this week. Okay.